I'm here with King of Pressure Washing. Tonight, I'm excited. I think 2023 is going to be a great year. And with that said, reason why I think it's going to be a great year, because I believe you will take action. And when you take action, things happen. And some things you don't always do perfect, right? And sometimes you have stuff talking that's not supposed to be talking. But you know what? You can do awesome things. So with that, I hope you all have had a great New Year's. And so tonight I'm going to hit 20 top questions for starting a pressure washing business. And I want you to ask questions too. Now I have a Q&A thing on the side of YouTube in the chat box. I don't know if it works or not. If you have a question, you might be able to put it in there. If it works, it don't. If not, just comment like these guys over here commenting, and that will work also. We can shut that off too. So with that, already booking up January with my rig still in the shop. Oh no, marketing first, equipment later. And I agree 100% on that, right? We can always worry about getting the jobs done, but if we don't have the jobs in the first place, we cannot make money. And who wants to make money in 2023? And I see we got some awesome people on here. We got Derry, we got Troy's Pressure Washing. Hey, what's up? We got Dan from Cleveland, Ohio area where it's cold up there. We got, how do I get the text thing? We will talk about that later. Any Georgia folks in the house from South Georgia, what's up? The King of Pressure Washer, Mr. Jeremy. Blessings, sir. Got the text. Awesome. Who else got the text? If you want to be able to know when I go live, go check out 859-696-1101. And I send out a text a couple minutes right before I go live. So that way you know when I went live or when I'm going live. And so today was an awesome day. I got to go skiing today at Perfect North. It's a little molehill over in Indiana. And it was pretty cool. I was getting on the lift, and there's a guy's like, "Hey, Jason, how you doing?" And I'm like, who the heck knows who I am? And there was a young fella that is starting his pressure washing business. It is his second year, and his goal is to make $125,000. Mr. Mason, and that was pretty cool. He's working on the lift for Perfect North, and he's seen when I came through, and that was pretty awesome to get to see some of you guys. And so it's cool to see you growing your business, and it was cool to see and got to talk to him. I didn't get to talk to him a whole lot because he's working, we're getting on the lift, but every time I got on the lift, I got to talk to him a little bit, and so that was pretty awesome to see that. We got set apart from Arkansas, South Africa. Just bought a new 7x12 tandem axle trailer for a new build. Awesome. A regular celebrity. I don't know about that so much, but if you have any questions, put them in the comment. I don't know if this working or not. If you put it over here for the Q&A, it's not even updating at me. So if it does work, if it don't, I don't know. We'll see here how this will work. I'm trying new stuff. I'm always open for new stuff. But again, let's get started here and make this awesome. Put me on the screen. We will put you on the screen. We got Mr. Bobby Walker in the house talking about little things. I love Mr. Bobby Walker and his little things that he's always talking about. You know, this is something I brought him up today, right? It's all about the little things. I don't know what he's talking about, the little things, if it's personal or what, but in business, it is all about the little things. Little things make big things. And, you know, I talked about this at the end. You got to take action. You got to start taking one step in front of the other. And when we start growing, it's about doing the little things. When you do little things, it makes, when you're in the point of doing these little things, you're like, oh, this don't really mean nothing. But when we do little things and we look back and we're like, that was a pivotal moment when I did that little thing that has changed my business, because little thing over little thing adds up, and that's how we can grow, and that's how we can get to the next level. So, all right, back to what I was talking about. What was I talking about? uh, Pressure washing questions. All right, let's get going here. So if you have a question, put it in the chat and we'll be back right here. But I want to hit on some other questions first. So the first question I have, and this is a good question. How do I determine the most effective target market for my pressure washing business? And so this is something I've been doing today, and it's pretty cool. And you know what? I wasn't going to share my screen, but you guys are awesome. And so we're going to share our screen here. So this way you can see some pretty cool stuff that is coming in that you can do also. And hopefully I can share my screen here and you will be able to see this here. Let's see. All right, so if we look at this map, and it looks like a big old map, I did this in Marketing Monday, but I've done some other things. And so this is stuff that you can do to get your business started on the right foot. So we live here in little old Cincinnati, Ohio right here. And you can see that there's red and there's blue and green and yellow and all different colors here. And this tells us where our target market is, right? So this little thing down here is called Union, Kentucky. This is one of our honey holes in Northern Kentucky. And it tells me that it has $132,000 is the average income. Guess what? This can tell me where I need to do marketing. Do you think I want to do marketing up in here where it's only 18,000 and 24,000, or do I want to be over here in Indian Hill where the average income's $170,000, right? Or you can also use a tool that is called EDDM, and that way you can kind of see this here. But you know, I always talk about the Cincinnati area, and this is the 275 loop that goes up around here. And this right here was my honey hole when I had my business. In fact, I have a Google My Business that sits somewhere right in that area, right there in that blue area of $124,000. Now, you might say, that's cool, Jason, that's cool. So what can I do to make this even cooler is you can go on to Google Maps. And so I can go in and say, you know what? I want to see, this is DJ stuff here. And this isn't 100%, but you can do this too. You can import your information in here. And if you don't know how, I will teach it on a Monday Night Marketing. And that's where you can really learn how to do more of this. And so this is every quote that that DJ has ever given out. Right? So this is every quote that DJ's given out. He's given out lots of quotes, right? And so now I can go back and say, all right, let's see, this is DJ's customers for 2022. This is where every job that DJ did that got him almost to $200,000. And this is where every job is. Again, you've seen that I said that was Union in that little honey hole. Well, guess where a lot of his jobs were? In that little Union honey hole, right? They're not up in here in Florence and the poor areas. They're not. And they're not over even in here, right? They're not even in downtown Cincinnati. They're not, because this is all red on those maps. Now, there is one here because this is Hyde Park and this is High Dollar. And then guess what? He's starting to do some marketing up here, and this is the other spot. But the majority of his work, this is called Fort Thomas over here. This is another high-end area. So guess what we can do when we start putting pins and we have our information that I'll be talking about as a later question, is then now we can see, look, where do I need to target market at, right? I need to put more yard signs. I need to do more Facebook. I need to do Google Ads. I need to do everything in these areas that are my high target area. I don't need to be doing nothing in Ellesmere up in here, which wherever it is, you know, even Florence, I only did a couple jobs. So these are some things that we can do to start looking at our marketing and help us grow our business. So what is your target market? Well, I'll tell you, the people that on that first map in the $18,000 average income is not in your target market. You're probably not going to get much business there. Now, if you're looking for business there, you're probably not going to get much business in those areas. So this is why it is important that we target the places that have the money that can spend this and make us money. And I had already, if you were in Monday Night Marketing, you would have already had that map and know how to use that. So That was question number 1. Question number 2, and again, if you have questions, put them in the box here, and I am going to answer those questions. What are the steps for registering my business and obtaining license and permits? So there's really no license. There is a license that you have to get from the city, and basically you pay them money and they give you a license. It's a business. It's called a business license. And that's what you have to do. Now, on the permits, there's really no permits that you have to have, because in pressure washing, now there might be some states you might have to get a permit. But on the tax side of things, there is some counties and cities that you have to make sure that your business is in that there. The other thing is you can go to the IRS. You have to get your EIN number. Once you get your EIN number, you can go to the state secretary and you can go in there. And once you go in there, you can get your LLC, so that'll get your liability. And then you can go to the bank and you can open up your 5 bank accounts. And if you don't know what I'm talking there, go read Profit First. Profit First is an amazing book, and I would highly recommend that you read that book in the first time. What type of pressure washer should I buy? I know what you should buy. You should go buy you a $30,000 rig, and it'll have the best pressure washer on it. It'll have or actually, you can go buy a $60,000 rig. It'll have everything's amazing, and you'll go out of business and you'll sell it for $20,000. So the best pressure washer is the one that you can afford. If you can only afford a 4-gallon a minute, you get a 4-gallon a minute. If you can afford a 5.5 gallon a minute, you get you a 5.5. If you can afford an 8-gallon a minute, you get you an 8-gallon a minute. But what I'm going to tell you is whatever pressure washer you buy and how much ever money you buy to spend that money for that pressure washer, you better go spend that in marketing. So if you buy a $1,000 pressure washer, I better be seeing you buying $1,000 worth of marketing. Well, Jason, that just sounds stupid. Well, do you want to be in business, or do you want to have nice equipment? Because nice equipment, it looks pretty, and it'll give you all kind of frillies, and it'll make you do things, and you'll be talking to all your buddies that you got this amazing equipment, but that does not bring money in the bank account. So whatever you spend on equipment, you might want to spend on there. Now, if you don't have a whole lot of money, then you go spend $1,000 on marketing. You buy you 300 signs, and you go put those signs out. And then when those calls start coming in, then you go rent your pressure washer. And guess what? You'll start growing, and you'll start getting bigger and bigger. So that's the size of pressure washer that you should get. Number 4, how can I determine the most competitive pricing for a pressure washing business? So this is what I want you to do to get your competitive pricing. I want you to go call all your competitors and find out what they're charging, and I want you to go charge less than that and do a better job. And that is how you go out of business. That is the dumbest thing that 99% of people do. They call all their competitors and say, well, my competitors only charge this, so I can only charge that. And that's the dumbest thing you should do. First off, know your numbers. If you know your numbers, you know how much it costs you. If it costs you $100 per customer and you're only charging $99, well, we're starting out $1 in the hole. Now, you might say, Jason, all it costed me is gas. That's all it cost me is gas. I don't have no expenses. Well, you don't understand business, because there's a whole lot of expenses, right? We have gas, we have insurance, we have another type of insurance, we have another type of insurance, we have breakdowns, we have marketing, we have the dog bit the hose. We got all kinds of other things that cause us marketing or cost. That is what we need. So that is one thing, that there's a lot of cost out there that a lot of people don't realize what's the cost at the end of the day. Number 5, how can I effectively promote my pressure washing business to potential customers? This is a great one. So let's start off if you have this much money. Let's start off if you're broke. If you're broke and you have a lot of time and you don't have a lot of money. And that was me. I had a lot of time, but I didn't have a lot of money. That's why I built my rig for under $2,000, which was a nice rig. It was the trailer, everything. I wheeled and dealed because I was broke and I didn't have no money. But let's talk about how we can promote it when we're broke. So when we're broke, you have this thing called Facebook. Now, if you are on Facebook and you have 10 friends, this isn't going to work. You have to do some work. So if you only have 10 friends, we go on Facebook groups and we go find neighborhood groups. We find the mom groups. We find the baby groups. We find all kind of groups. Now, what we don't do is go in there and say, hey, I'm a pressure washer and you should come buy my stuff, right? That's not what we do. That's how you get kicked out of the groups. And so what you do is you start building relationships in these here. Now, if you're married, I'm not talking about that type of relationship. If you're married, don't go into those types of groups and try to find those types of relationships, because then you're going to get divorced. And I don't want you to be the cause of getting divorced. So what you do is you go into neighborhood groups, and when they're saying, man, I need a plumber. Well, you find out who's a good plumber, and you say, hey, man, Bob the plumber is a great plumber. And you say, somebody says, I need a great electrician. Hey, Sparky the electrician, he'll burn your house down for you. He's a great electrician, right? And so we go in these groups and we start talking to people. We're not like, I'm a pressure washer. Because if we do that, you're going to get booted and you're going to be gone, right? And so this is what we got to do. We got to build relationships, right? We're building our community with this here. If they have questions, you got answers. Now, there's some things you can do that will help you. You can say, hey, I'm starting a pressure washing business and I need to see if you like this logo or this logo better. And I want your input. I didn't ask for nothing. I'm asking something that they can put an opinion on, right? I didn't say, hey, I'm a pressure washer, come buy from me. I said, hey, I'm a pressure washer and I need a logo. Hey, I'm starting a small business. Who's a good CPA, right? I can start poking these questions that gets my name showing up higher and higher. And people are like, this guy's a pretty cool dude. And then maybe I do a little driveway and I show some before and after pictures, right? Maybe I go do some things like that. So this is a way that we can show up in these groups and not be like, hey, I'm a pressure washer. So that's one way. We can do next door. It's the exact same thing. Now, if we have about $300, we can buy $350. They went up a little bit. You can buy 100-yard signs, and you want to keep them simple. Don't go stupid on me and put a ton of crap on it that you can't read what it is. We want to go simple. Right? We want pressure washing, phone number. And I don't even like the logo. Pressure washing, phone number, big. I don't even care if you have the website. Pressure washing, can anybody type this in there so people understand what I'm saying? Type it in the chat for me. Pressure wash or pressure washing and phone number. That's what we want to put on a sign. We don't want all this thing that you do 25 things. We do houses and we do concrete cleaning and we do everything, and then you can't see nothing, and then it looks like this. And when this is 25 feet away, when you're 40 years old, you can't read anything on it. Pressure washing, and I didn't say house washing. I said pressure washing. You might can get away with power washing, but pressure washing. Yeah, good job, Sean. I love it. Pressure washing. That's what we want. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Or you can be like somebody that don't like to listen, and you can put algae removal, because nobody knows what kind of algae. Are you moving it from the pond? Where are we removing it from? Pressure washing. 347-11111, right? Phone number, pressure washing. So that's another way we can get business. We can do it through Google ads, Facebook ads. I don't know a whole lot of people get a lot from Facebook ads. You can do Google guarantee. Now, if you're a felon, you can't do Google guarantee. Google guarantee is not for felons. You have to do a background check, and they actually check your background. So yes, that's a good point. That's a good one right there. A gym teacher removal for good old Al. And that's how we can get business for our stuff here. So number 6, should I consider offering additional services such as window cleaning, gutter cleaning, concrete sealing, gutter whitening? There's all kinds of different services. And I would say yes, especially in the beginning. Because, gutter cleaning, you can make a lot of money pulling gutter cleaning, right? There's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of money to be made in concrete sealing. House washing is kind of the small thing of getting in. So we can upsell concrete sealing, right? We can clean the driveway for 30 cents a square foot, and then we can put a sealer down on it for $1 square foot more. And so we just went from a $300 job to a $1,000 job, right? And so this is some things that we can do to help us add this thing. Window cleaning, I really like exterior window cleaning. Chris is really good about this right here, and he is going to be doing a class with me in Myrtle Beach. I don't think I have the date up there yet. In person, you can go check it out. If I will have it up here before long. It is that is not it. That is not it either. I'll have to figure out what it is. But it's like kingofpressurewash.com/ I'll have to figure out what it is. But you can go here. You can go to kingofpressurewash.com and get to the dates. But he does a very good job of offering different services, gutter guards. And so every bid, he's giving out a $4,000 bid. So that way he really gives people sticker shock, $1,500. And so this is why it is important. And yes, it is March the 3rd and 4th. So adding services is good. Number 7, how can I ensure safely of myself and my employees while performing pressure washing services? This is a good question. You know why I like this question? Because a lot of people don't realize that black handle thing is considered a pressure washing gun. It can hurt you just as bad as a gun, right? It can hurt you. It can shoot water into you, and it can go into your heart, and it will kill you. You can lose fingers. I've seen tanks blow up, pump up sprayers blow up. It can be very dangerous. So we need to make sure that we understand the equipment. We never point the pressure washing gun at anybody or anything, because that can be dangerous. And so you got to be careful. It is something that I know a lot of times we take for granted, and I've seen people pressure washing with no shoes on or with Crocs on, and man, it can literally go right through your foot. I have a picture where water got injected into his finger, and he had 4 surgeries so he didn't lose his finger. So it is definitely sure to make sure that we are safe. What liability insurance should I consider obtaining for pressure washing business? And this question here is what you need. First off, you need general liability insurance. And that way, if you break something, stuff like that goes wrong, you can be covered. Next, you really should have commercial auto insurance, especially if you start putting logos on. Again, we want to separate business versus personal. We want to separate. That's why I talked about doing 5 bank accounts. We want to separate our business versus pet there. If you have employees, you have workers' comp. You might need a different policy for plant if you kill plants. A lot of times, I know with Walters, you kill plants, you just bought those plants out of your own pocket. So you better hope that you wasn't at $10,000, $15,000 plants. And trees, Japanese maples are pretty expensive and they're the smaller ones are very expensive. So these are something here. This is definitely thing to make sure here. Going back to the safety thing, before I go to the next question, Al sent me a text. He's like, Jason, I opened my garage door and it about knocks me out, and I go touch my SH tank and it's so hot that I can't even touch the SH tank. I'm not sure I understand. Oh, I don't want you to understand. And so he was like, what did you do? What did I do? Well, he had a tank of bleach in there, and he thought it would be really good to put Pine Sol in it. It wasn't really Pine Sol, but it was some something in it that had an acid in it, like pine sol, and when that reacted to that tank, it literally got so hot that you couldn't even touch the tank with your hands. And so make sure whatever you put into your bleach tank, it plays with bleach, because if you think it does, and it might smell good, and it was for the smell, but it ended up being very bad and very, he had to open the garage door because the fumes were awful. So that is something to make sure that we are being safe, because the last thing I want you to do is get hurt. Number 9, how can I effectively manage my time and schedule while running a pressure washing business? This one here is the hardest thing to do, because us as business owners, we can squirrel like no other. We might start off looking at our email, and 20 minutes later, we are squirreled down to something else. And so some things that can help you if you're just starting out is Google, right? We can use Google Calendar. It's a really easy way to schedule our time out on Google Calendar. Google Calendar is, I mean, between Google Calendar and Responsibid, that's how I ran my business for a long time, other than getting quotes out. But yes, so that's some ways that we can do it. If you have some CRMs, a lot of your CRMs will allow you to schedule stuff in. If you have Responsibid, it will allow you to schedule stuff in. And so those are some ways that we can effectively manage our time. And this is time management is very important. How can I track the expenses and manage my finance effectively as a small business owner? And so the thing that I always tell people is QuickBooks. I know QuickBooks is really the best way to manage this stuff. It costs you about $20 to $30 a month, but QuickBooks will allow you to keep track of, and you can even invoice out of QuickBooks. Like you could use QuickBooks. I know people use QuickBooks and they're doing over $100 grand a year, and they're using QuickBooks. That way it tracks everything. The CPA can get on the backside of it, and then they can also send invoices out. So these are some things that are very well at keeping our books. And that is one thing we want to make sure. How can I stand out from the competition in the pressure washing industry? Communication, communication, communication. If you communicate, you will stand out from your competition. You will look amazing. You will see it in your reviews, and people will love you. If you don't communicate and you don't do what you're supposed to do, people will not know you and won't hire you back. You know, are you communicating that you're on the way? Are you communicating that you're going to send them a quote? Did you answer your phone? That's the first line of communication. Did you answer your phone? If you answer no on that, then the rest of it don't really matter, because they probably done called the next person and already booked. So it's important that we communicate. Communication is the number one way that sets us apart from there. You can have the most beautiful rigs, but if you don't answer your phone, communication, you're going to be out of business. Communication, communication, communication. Number 12, should I consider hiring employees or subcontractors to help my pressure washing business? Here's the thing about subcontractors. You can hire subcontractors, but they got to have their own, they have to have their own workers' comp. They have to have their own business. They have to have all their insurance that they need. If you tell them what to do, they are not a subcontractor. And the states have been been beaten down on this quite a bit. You know, this is something that is definitely something that people are hitting on more and more. You know, you might say, I'm just going to 1099 you. Well, you know, it's not running a business at the end of the day, right? But Jason, I got to pay payroll tax, you know, but Jason, that $20 employee now costs me $25, $30. Well, that's part of why you charge premium pricing, right? You charge premium pricing so that you can pay your employees a good living wage. And that's the important part for that. How do I handle customer complaints or issues that arise while my business pressure washing business? So you get the phone call, the dreaded phone call, because you see the phone number and you know that it's the customer that your guys just left. Hey, you just burnt up all my plants and you no good piece of crap. You are sucking, right? You are whatever. And so what we do when we have to deal with this customer is we answer the phone, we let them talk, we let them vent, and then we take everything in consideration and we just fix the problem. If it's your problem, you just fix it. That's how you take care of it. Now, if you've done your due diligence, which most people don't at this point, but if you've done your due diligence and you've taken your before pictures and you've taken your after pictures, you say, all right, ma'am, I will call you back here in a little bit, in about 5 minutes. I'm going to go look at the before and after pictures, and I'm going to see if what we need to do for this. Was this caused by me or was it not? And when you pull up the before pictures, you're going to say, ma'am, that window was cracked before we ever got here, and here's the before pictures. Or you can send the before pictures when you first start and show that, and you can say, ma'am, you remember when I text you those before pictures? Well, that before picture was of that window broke, or of that plant dead, or of that siding that has a hole in it, right? This is why we make sure that we take our before and after pictures. And when we take our before and after pictures, it's not just for our before and after pictures, right? That's for marketing. We love marketing, right? And so when we do it for marketing, we can send that picture out for marketing also. How can I ensure that I'm complying with relevant regulations and laws in the pressure washing industry? Well, the EPA does have the Clean Water Act. It's mostly if you're doing a lot of commercial work, you can't let water go down the drain. So we got to make sure that we are doing that. But to make sure that we're following that, we may have to get into the EPA Clean Water Act and make sure that we're following the rules to the T there. On houses, driveways isn't so big. Now, California, obviously we're dealing with California, right? You can't, before 20 too long, you won't even be allowed to have a pressure washer that is gas ran. It will only be a battery powered. How can I keep my equipment in good, properly maintained thing? This in here, I love when I see brand new equipment and they get bleach all over it and they didn't clean it off and the whole rig looks like it's about a boneyard because they didn't take care of their equipment. And so this is an important question. Make sure that you're taking care of your equipment. That is your livelihood. You spend a lot of money for that. When you're rolling up the hose, don't let your gun come bouncing across the ground. Go pick that hose up and bring it to the truck. These are things that we can do to do this. Florida, you can't drive and empty your tank of water. You're getting serious serious fine. Yeah, right? You can't drive your truck and empty the tank while you're driving and letting water run out the truck. That's a thing that will get you bad reviews too. But back to, make sure you're keeping your equipment oiled. Make sure that you are doing those things to help make sure that it is done. When you have an O-ring go bad, go fix it. Don't be lazy and be like, I'll get that later. And then what happens is you run bleach all down your arm all day long. And the next thing you know, you look at your arm and be like, that's got some second degree chemical burns right there. That's going to hurt, right? That's why we want to make sure that we are fixing the equipment as we go and keep it and maintain. How can I stay up to date in industry trends and practices in pressure washing? I know how you can do this. You can go to kingofpressurewash.com, and every Monday night we have Monday marketing, and we also do I try to stay up on the date. Now, I'll tell you another way you can do it that I love people that do this is they go on YouTube and they go on Facebook and they watch the pressure washing groups and they buy every fangled dangle thing that comes out and they're broke. They buy every pressure washing soap that comes out. And like Jason Hefner, he had a whole line of soaps and chemicals on there, and he never used them, right? He still got them. Been in business 3 years and still have some from the very beginning. So just be careful when we're dealing with what we're buying and stuff like that. Next question, how can I scale my pressure washing business and expand my services to reach a wider customer base? This is something that is definitely, Monday Night Marketing is at 9 o'clock Eastern time. How can I scale my pressure washing business and expand? So this is something that's kind of what I do on Monday Night Marketing. This is kind of coaching because there's people that are just starting out. There's people that are trying to grow. But honestly, try to find a good coach, not somebody, I do the pressure washing Facebook group. I don't know. I've done the mentorship for the last year. I don't know. I haven't seen if you're interested in maybe doing the mentorship. Just let me know. I seen somebody asking me about it today. It might go up is the thing because it does take some time on my side of things. And I want it to hurt a little bit because if it don't hurt too much, then you won't do what I tell you to do. And you just listen. And so this kind of goes back to another thing that I actually, I went to the John Maxwell training for my speaking and stuff, and he was talking about this here. And these are growth environment. And I want you to think about this a little bit. What is a personal growth environment? Are you in a personal growth environment? Well, the first one is others are ahead of you, right? You are like the 5 people you're around. If you're at the top of the 5 people you're around, you need to change your group because you want to be the bottom of the 5 people you're around because other people are going to influence you by being the bottom. If you're at the top of your friend base, whatever it is, you need to change that. That's the first thing. You are continually challenged, right? You always are looking for a challenge. You want to challenge yourself. You want to take on that. Oh, can I do that, right? Yes, I can do that. Take that challenge. Your focus is always forward, right? We're not looking back and saying, man, what if I'd have done that? No, we're always looking forward. And that is an important thing to do. We're always looking forward, always focusing forward. Another one is the atmosphere is affirming, right? The people you're around are affirming you, they're affirming with you, and we are helping each other out. You are out of your comfort zone. This is a big one. A lot of times we start making a little bit of money pressure washing and we're a one-man band and we're in our comfort zone. We're making good money and we're in our comfort zone. I'll be honest, I'm in that spot right now. I'm in that spot. I'm in my comfort zone. And so this year I'm stretching out of my comfort zone. I'm going to a mastermind or a seminar that you got to dress up. I got to put on a shirt and tie. That you want to talk about getting out of my comfort zone. That's like putting a monkey in a monkey suit. That's me, the monkey, put in a monkey suit, right? Getting out of my comfort zone. But you know what? I know when I get out of my comfort zone, I'll grow. And that's what I want to do. I want to grow. You're excited to wake up, right? You get excited in the morning. You're not like, man, I got to go to work today. When you're in a growth mindset and you're in growth mode, you're excited to get up. Man, what can I do? What are we going to accomplish today? You already know what you're going to accomplish today. You're not going to be like, man, it's Monday and I got to do my Monday stuff. No, it's Monday and I can't wait to get this project done, right? We're excited to wake up. Failure is not your enemy. I see so many people say, well, I don't want to do it. I might fail. Well, guess what? I hope you do fail. Because you know what? The faster you fail, the faster you learn. And that's the most important thing. So you want to fail fast. We want to get all our failures out in the beginning. So that way we fail fast. The faster we fail, the faster we learn. You're never going to start a pressure washing business and never fail. You're going to worry about your logo. And you're going to look at this logo and you're going to be like, man, this logo, I don't know. And you're going to sit there and think on that because what if I screw it up? Well, good. I hope you screw it up because then you'll learn it quicker and you'll keep growing and you'll keep doing the things. Others are growing. You're helping others to grow, right? The best way to learn is to teach someone else something, right? And so others are growing. And so when we all come together, we all start growing. We all get better. even on this right here, even what I have over here on the side, you guys are coming together and you're learning. There's people asking questions and other people answering those questions for those people, and that is amazing things. You never learn from doing it right, and that's true, because when you screw it up, you're like, huh, that didn't work. Let's see if this works, right? So that's important. People desire change, right? Are you willing to change? You know what? Like I said up here, that I got to put on a suit. Yes. Jason in a suit. Yep. I'll be in a suit. But you know what? I'll be happy with it and I'll make it happen, right? And so that's what happened. And growth is modeled and expected, right? Growth is modeled and it's expected. When you grow, it's going to expect you and it's going to help you. 60% I fail, 40% makes me rich, 100%. And you know what? I heard, and John actually said this in that speech that I was there in Florida, and they replayed it this week, and I heard it. And he was saying, I heard it today. So like I said, I was at Perfect North and I was skiing, and there was a guy there, and he's like, "Hey, Jason," and he's like, "I hope I do $125,000 this year." There's no such thing as hoping. How do you hope you get there, right? How do we hope that you get there? And so what I want you to do is take the E off, and you're going to hop there, right? We're going to take one step in front of the other. Hoping doesn't get us anywhere. And I know that this is something that we always say, and a lot of times, I hope I get to this, but that means you don't even believe in yourself that you can get there, right? So how do we get there? We don't hope we get there, because if we hope, we're never going to get anything. Hope has never gotten you anything. Has anybody hoped and got something? I doubt it, but you have to hop sometimes. So this is definitely something that we have to do. It's not about hoping. And then lastly, how can I effectively manage and track the progress of multiple projects at a time? A CRM. You got to have a CRM. If you don't have a CRM, a customer relationship management tool to know what needs to be billed, what jobs are coming, what jobs are estimated. If you need a free one, there's a free one out there. And I would, you can use Yard Books. There's Marquette. If you got money and it does a little bit more, it's Jobber. But that's $300 for all its features. They have smaller plans, but these are things that you do. Exactly. I hope I win the lottery. You can hope all day. Hoping isn't going to win you the lottery, right? Especially if you never play it. You can hope all day, but it's never going to get there. All right. I know. Wow, I went a long time. Again, if you want to know when I go live, you can text King and it'll my automated process. You'll see how cool that is, and working that through there. I seen some good questions. I always want to answer your questions. So I will scroll down through here and see what some of them. Pink Robin from Tampa is going to add roof cleaning. March 3rd and 4th is the class. Shot a J-Rod in the neighbor's yard before. I shot one through a window, and I've shot one into a bush that I couldn't find no more. That was not fun. We talked about having the tank, EPA, and water runoff. How do you deal with it? If you're dealing with this with the side of commercial work, you got to cover drains. You got to either reclaim it or you put it in the dirt. Those are some things that you can do. You do not let it go down the drain. The going down the drain is the worst thing you do. I had a bleach driver. He came and they had a driver that the tank got a hole in it. And instead of just letting the bleach go right in the dirt there, he pulled it over the drain. And that was the dumbest thing he did, because now they got to clean out all the drains until they find no more bleach. And so we have to be careful with what we're dealing with this here. Bleach and acid don't mix. Any thoughts on starting a pressure washer in an area where nobody knows about it and no competition? I mean, it depends on where you're living at, where you're located at, right? If you're out in the middle of nowhere and you've seen the map in the beginning of this here and there's nobody that's got money, I mean, you might want to reconsider it. But obviously, it's also cheaper for you to live, so you don't need to make as much. Happy New Year, Big U Pressure Washing from Detroit checking in. What size enclosed trailer for recommended of a 250-gallon water tank? You're going to need probably a tandem axle for sure, and that's a lot of weight in the back of that. And those, the question is what size truck are you pulling it with, especially if you're going to run with a full tank, because those enclosed trailers, they're already hard to pull because they're a big wind sail. So those are some things that you have to think about. You can get the online version cheaper than $85 a month. And a lot of times your CPA can get it for half that too. I just seen it the other day. It was like 30 some bucks. It's not so much the size of the trailer, it's what you have on it. Plus, what is the weight capacity of that trailer? Yes, 100%. Let's see. Can you put solution on tile roofs? Yes, you can. That's how you still clean them. Yeah, you guys are already on the answering side of things. Do you all vacuum, or is it just hope nobody reports it? You're doing a lot of commercial work. You want a reclaim system so you can suck it right back up, and it goes through a reclaim system, and then you're putting it back out. And that's what you're best off. Again, you don't want to go on hope, because there's probably someone that's going to hop and call on you. It's just the way it is. My wife started my free profile on Angie Leads, and they've been calling me twice a day to sign up. The most annoying company ever. Now, what I always say about this, and it's still true, and I'm going to give you a story. I actually showed this on Monday Night Marketing, but I'm not going to show you everything, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. So one thing that I tell people is the one thing I want you to learn from Angie's is what their follow-up process is. Are you doing the same thing with your customers? Are you touching them 2-3 times a day? Or are you like, well, I don't really want to bother them for a week, and then they don't even know who you are? You know who Angie's Lead is, right? You know it because they're blowing your phone freaking up. They're calling you on different numbers. They're calling on your zip code or your area code numbers. They are blowing you up, right? You know what? I did a quote for a local company here that's a big company. It's not they actually just started a branch here local in Cincinnati area, and as of the other day, there was 3 days and they had called me 20 times. 20. I looked at it today. We're up to 30 times they've called me since December 25th. How many times are you calling your customers? And they sent me 3 texts on top of calling me and leaving me about 6 or 7 voicemails. How many times are you calling your customers? How many times are you doing what you need to do to make that happen? They almost got me called today. They called and pretended to be a customer. Yep. Yes, sir, Jason. I get to see Tristan in a couple weeks too when I come to Dallas. What time is Monday Night Marketing? Monday Night Marketing is at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. 9 o'clock Eastern Time. But you do have to be a member of King of Pressure Wash to be able to do it. I couldn't afford Google Ads when I was a member. Can I buy the negative key list? It's part of the membership. That's the only thing I can tell you. How do I talk to someone at your company? I have questions about signing up. You can message me, email me, pressurewashhelp@gmail.com. You can Facebook message me. That's how you can get there. My goal this year is to be comfortable and being uncomfortable. Is to be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's a good place to be. I have grown my business tenfold from the time you helped me with pricing on that huge $11,000 deck job. and that $12,000 commercial job that only a 4-gallon minute machine. Yep. And he's old. I mean, look how old this dude is. He's like ancient and doing $150,000 a year in pressure washing. And he can't even talk halfway. I mean, you ought to listen to him talk. And yes, I give Al a hard time because he gives me it back to me. I had him, he messaged me like 3 or 4 times the other night after the other night. How much you spend on marketing a month? Depends. I'm going to try to spend 10 to 15% of my whatever I want to make. So if I want to make $100,000, I'm going to spend $10,000 to $15,000 in marketing because marketing is key. What should we price for house washes by square foot and how much per square foot? 25 to 30 cents a square foot is a good place to start. I like to learn from other people's failures. Sometimes you got to learn from your own. You never learn from doing it right. 60% failure. Yes, I love my wash family here. We all help each other out. Y'all make me better. Hope I win the lottery. I hoped Erica was going to go to prom with me. Ended up getting arrested and missing graduation. Hope don't do you a whole lot. Do you know if there is road salt neutralizer? Probably. I don't know what the name of it is, but I'm assuming yes. King of Pressure Wash. What's included in the Google Ads package? Do you set up the initial? Yes, I set up the initial. It comes with all the negative keywords. It comes with all the positive keywords. It comes with all the ads. I set up your location. I set up, and then I give a video that's like 20 minutes long to show you how to use it. And then if you need any extra, I will do a Zoom for you to show you anything else you need for that. And as of right now, till the 10th, you can get it for half price. It's at go to kingofpressurewash.com. Actually, Google Ads. And then you can sign up and type in ads 2023 and you get a half off discount is what you get. So that's how you get a better deal on it. All right. Let's see. I'm going to add paver sealing this upcoming season. That's a good thing to do. I like paver sealing. It's a great money maker. 4-gallon a minute, AA pump, AAA pump, no good, no more, repair or replace. You can put a new pump on it. I wouldn't put the AAA pump back on it, but you can put a AAA on it. Depending on what type, if it's belt driven, you can actually use you can actually put a 5.5-gallon pump on that if you got the Honda 390. What's the best way to clean tile roof? People say 50% water, 50%, 100% bleach or surface clean the roof. A lot of people do it different. Your thoughts? The 50-50 usually will clean it up and just be fine. I would not be up there with a surface cleaner. That is a good way to screw something up, break something, or have an issue with things down the road. Talking about mistakes in the beginning, I fell into a customer's pool along with the surface cleaner. I learned to pay attention. Well, at least you got cooled off really quick. Right? You always, that's the other thing, right? Look at things positive. In 2023, I want you to look at things positive. Don't look at everything negative. Well, I did this and I look at everything positive. Even if something happens, you can be like, man, you know what? I learned a great thing from this, right? Look at things and think of it as a positive way. When you wake up in the morning, be like, man, it's an awesome day. This is going to be a great day. This is going to be amazing, right? And you will start having an amazing day. And even if you have something go wrong, you can look at it through a positive look, and then you can be like, oh, you know what? That wasn't so bad. Looking at it through things as a positive is definitely something that will help you grow your business. It will help you get in life a lot better when we look at things as a positive way versus a negative way. Hey, man. With the wastewater filters or reclaim, is there anything that filters out chlorine besides RO? Probably. I don't think so. Yes. 25-30% per yes. I started 15 cents on house washes and people almost faint. I got to find wealthier people. Yep. And you know what else? You got to, not everybody's your customer. I didn't say you were going to close jobs at 25, 30 cents a square foot or for the house, right? But we got to charge that so that way we can be profitable and keep moving. And you know what? If you don't believe in your own prices, they won't believe in it either. So you have to believe in it yourself. And some of it is believing that you're the best out there, and that's what you're amazing, and you're going to have amazing customer service. And guess what? People will pay it. You just got to go out there and make it happen. What do you do if we get leads, but when we do a premium prices, nobody wants to book us? Well, here's the thing. I don't know if Jason is still on here or not. Jason Hefner. Jason Hefner is at like a 30% close rate. So 70% of his jobs, he gets told no, but 30% he gets told yes. And he did $250,000 by himself part-time in Florida, where 3 years ago, he called me and said, Jason, there ain't nothing but $99 guys down here. You can't make no money down here in Florida. And guess what? He did $250,000 in pressure washing, a little bit of Christmas lights, and he's charging premium pricing. But he's only got a 30% close rate, right? So that's what it is. Be careful with truck and trailer combos that weight. Yes, this is something that you definitely got to look at. If you are running a truck and a trailer, and if it's over 10,000 pounds, you a lot of times have to have your DOT physical. And if it's over a certain weight, you actually have to have a Class A, a Class A's. And a lot of times your trailers with trucks will put that over that. That is 100% true. I did send out my 10-digit code yesterday. Sweet. Pink Robin, we use Roof Snot or Snotmonade. The Gap in the Game, the great book. If you haven't read a book, and I didn't even give my book of the week, and I'll give this book of the week. This actually, Profit First. I did talk about Profit First, but Gap in the Game is a great book. Looking at this here is one of my favorite books. I just read it a couple weeks ago. If you have not read this book, I would highly recommend you to read this book, especially if you're dealing with mindset problems. If you're dealing with mindset, if you have a scarcity mindset, if you have a poor mindset, read this book. This book will help you a lot about scarcity mindset, and you'll live abundant mindset, right? Who wants to live an abundant mindset? I want to live an abundant mindset. I don't want to live in a scarcity mindset. So if you live in a scarcity mindset, or you're too old mindset, or too young mindset, read this book. It will help you with that. I look for 3 things every evening that are in the game. Absolutely. Rivertown is one of them, from the Sticky Than Others. What was the coupon code to run the ads? Can you type it in here? I think I can. Let me see here. Ads 2023. We charge double that. Premium people will pay for premium service. Awesome. I love it. Awesome. You know, that's why a lot of times I don't like to say just 25 to 35. I like to say 25 to 40 cents or 50, because I want you to charge that. I don't want you to be like, well, Jason only said I could charge this. I'm just giving you a ballpark. I want you to charge more than that. I've used local brands that wasn't great. Chicken, fried or baked? Well, before long, next week. So I am going to start something next week that I have been bad at, and I want to be better at. And so hold me accountable. I want to lose weight, and I'm going to do it through the carnivore diet. I know Ray has told me about the carnivore diet, and so I'm going to do it. He told me he told me this a long time ago, and I am going to do it because Ray is an awesome guy, Ray Flannery, and I'm going to do it. You know what? I'm going to do it. And so I want you all to hold me accountable that I go through and I'm going to do the carnivore diet. I actually had a buddy of mine. He's lost like 50 pounds. He didn't need 50 pounds to lose, but he's lost like 50 pounds. And so I'm going to do it too. So if anybody wants to join me and be dumb like me and want to join me, let me know. And we will Make that happen. I'll miss your fat head. I know it. I know it. You always thinking about my fat head. All right, I'm gonna send a link here that I just found here that should send you right to where you need to go at for that discount, and it'll actually send you to the page. Um, we don't have that much money just yet, and we're putting it into marketing. Um, it will look like you're blowing bubbles. Oh no. I got my CDLA currently truck driving 4 days a week, so you'll be fine on that. All right, let's see here. Abundant mindset. We love abundant mindset. I can't get that to work. Well, like I said, I just sent a list to you there. Daniel's first fast. You know I'll hold you accountable. Remember when I first met you? I don't know who this is, but yes. Every person I meet is smarter than me in some way. It's up to me to find out what way and learn from them. Yeah, true. But you know I love you. Eat meat and feel great. Should we put out yard signs every 2 weeks? Depends on where you're at. Oh, Jeremy, Maine. Yeah, you're the other one that told me I should do it. Should we put out? It depends. If you're in the South, then yes, you should. Maybe every week. You know, Chris here, he puts them out every 2 to 3 weeks, but he's putting out 200 per month, right? He's doing 2 3 weeks and puts out 200 per month because they work, and we like things that work. Yes, sir. Do it, man. You can do it for sure. I've lost 60 pounds. Awesome. 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 What's the link to your diet? Right now, the link to my diet is the carnivore diet, is what I'm going for. Probably 20 grams or 25 grams of carb, or 20 grams of 20 grams of sugar, pretty much, a day or less. I'm already swimming 3 times a week, so I'm putting it in the exercise, and I want to exercise more, but I'm swimming at least 3 times a week because I want to be healthy and I want to be around for later on. So this is definitely something that I want to do. So other than that, if you want to go check out pressurewashhelp.com, you can find there the in-person training and online training. The online training, we do Marketing Monday every Monday. I know I've seen that, but you know what's helped that is right here. I think this has helped it more than anything, is the text, because I've got 57 people on my text right now. So if you want to know when I go live and get information, go put this out. If you would like to come on my show, and I want to start focusing on people that either have hit 100,000 or their goal is 100,000, and I would like for you to come on my show. I don't have a link yet. You can message me and I will make it happen. But I want to actually have a way for you to sign up to make it easier on me. Right now, I'm not the best of it, but I do have some people that I have asked to do the live, and I'm going to sign them up to do it. And that way, I'm probably going to be putting them mostly on Sunday nights. Originally, I tried to do Thursday and Sunday. I might actually have to move this Thursday night one to Wednesday night. I am on water rescue, and it's kind of messing with it a little bit. So that's like I literally got sit down here at 8:55 right before I went live. So I'm going to try to do that. Proud dad, Jason, my pest control guy invited me to a BNI since I'm just getting started to start up. Have you had any experience with BNI? So this is what I actually started out with, Proud Dad. I sucked balls at sales when I first started. I sucked balls at talking. I didn't even know how to talk to people hardly. I was a diesel mechanic. I was a fireman, but I didn't know how to talk to people. And so I actually started out with BNI. BNI, you can go and do a couple free ones and go do that. You can also sign up for people that if they need a fill in, because that's the thing about BNI. It is very time. You have to have a lot of time. You have to show up every week. You're only allowed to miss like 3 or 4, maybe 5 per year. And if you're only allowed to miss 3, and if you're missed more than that, you got to find fillers to fill it in for you. And then you got to do some other stuff that you got to do too. Like you got to go meet other people and talk to them one-on-ones. So it is very time consuming, but it is good experience. If you find the right group, it can be amazing. If you find a group that don't send you no leads, it kind of sucks. My realtor at the time, he didn't send me much. So it didn't help me. It's kind of who's your realtor, who's that person that's the voice in that room that's going to send you the leads. It's carnivore, the bottom word. But I like the carnival. That's a lot better. You can go get some pot pies and dipped Twinkies, and I like to be on one day. Well, come on, for sure. High fat, modern protein, very low carb. Yeah, that's what it is. What do you think about Chat GPT? It's cool for coming up with content. So that's a great question, Jeremy. You want to know where I got my 20 questions for tonight's live? I love Chat GPT. If you haven't tried Chat GPT, it's freaking awesome. It's going to change the world. It really is going to change a lot of things coming up. The future, as we know it with Chat GPT, is going to change a lot, because this is only, so Jasper was 3 for the longest time, which they've actually moved up to 3.5, and 4 is actually supposed to come out in the spring. But Chat GPT, I mean, it's got Google in code red right now, because it's going to be awesome. It's going to change a lot of things. So I would tell you to learn as much as you can about it and be on the front side of it, and it will definitely set you apart from everybody else. I definitely need mentorship. What are your main ways to market? We kind of already hit on that. Funnel cakes, yes, funnel cakes and cotton candy. We love that stuff, huh? Makes you good and fat. Shoot. I agree. AI finally working with Chat GPT. Well, that is Chat GPT. That is the Chat GPT. Chat GPT was the big thing. Yes, it is definitely something that is going to change a lot of things. All right. So if you want to know when I go live, check out, or you can text King at 859-696-1101. And that will put you on the list of every time I go. I'll usually put it about a minute or 2 before I go live. Also, if you want to join KingPressureWashHelp.com or King of Pressure Wash, you can go there and check it out. We do have some in-person classes coming up. I have one in Florida. It's going to be a 1-day class. There's a couple options on that. You can go to KingofPressureWash.com and then hit the in-person training at the top, and it'll take you down there. And so, also, if you are looking for the Christmas lights, we are also having the Christmas lights. So if you go to ChristmasLightsCon.com, you'll find more information there about that. I would highly recommend that. It'll get you into GutterCon also. It's going to be, Tommy Mello is going to be there. Megan Likes, some other big people are going to be there too, that you'll be able to listen to those speakers also. If you buy the Christmas Light Con one, it will also get you into the other ones too. So go check that out. Hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you all later.